Hi friends and welcome. Today we are here to watch Angel Season 2 Episode 22 called There's No Place Like Plrtz Glrb. Now I just know I nailed that. I'm not even going to try and say it again. It's finally finale time. Like, we're here. This is it. We've reached it. I'm really excited. I mean, I have just been enjoying Pylea so much that, like, I don't want us to leave. I think my only problem with watching this episode, other than a problem that I will be discussing in a minute, well, actually, now that I'm giving it a little bit more thought, seems like I have a few problems with this episode. I'd say a concern that's there, but is not my most pressing one, is that, like, I just don't want us to leave Pylea. After this, I don't think we're ever coming back to Pylea. And I'm a little bit upset about that. I mean, a place that makes Cordelia their queen, a place that has Fred, a place with, like, those crazy dances. Like, I don't want to leave. I'd have to say my second concern is I just want to figure out what's happening to Lauren. Like, I feel like I'm being gaslit. And I think my Angel knowledge is actually, like, screwing me up here, because the fact that I've seen other seasons of Angel makes me know that Lauren somehow is not dead. But then at the same time, how do I explain this? Like, I saw his head, and now I need to come up with, like, a rational explanation as to why he's still alive. Like, I can't, my brain is having a really hard time with that one. A part of me wants them to fix this really easily. A part of me is going to be pissed that, like, you really put me through this stress only for it to be nothing. So, not sure where I want that storyline to go. All I know is I want it to be fixed. And I would say my number one concern for this episode, which I know should not be my number one concern for this episode, and it wasn't my number one concern for this episode until literally this morning, is that I think I know how this episode ends. Well, so I should say this is where I'm gonna get into, like, some spoilery territory. Like I have been telling y'all, if you haven't seen the Buffyverse in its entirety, I would be careful watching my videos because I know some random spoilers. Because I have watched this episode before, even if I don't remember it. And after watching 522, I was able to join some dots because I definitely remember that there was a moment where somebody came in and told Angel that Buffy died. Like, that thing, I remember that even if I had no idea who Buffy was, I remember that when I watched it, I was like, oh, this sounds big. I don't know. But my memory of it was that it happened much, like, later on. I honestly kind of thought that it was in one of the later seasons of Angel, not, like, right after I started it. Unless they kill Buffy again, which I swear to God, I will not, like, I will not accept. This means that this has to be the episode where that happens. Oh my god, now I just stress myself out, because can you imagine if it doesn't? Then that means I know that Buffy's still gotta die one more time. I would not be okay with that. Like, I would genuinely not be okay with that at all. This is gonna be a hard one, and I'm not looking forward to it. And the timing of things just kind of sucks, because Lexi posted the Buffy finale to her YouTube this morning, and so it was literally, like, kind of the first thing that I did this morning was that I was, like, scrolling through her reactions and seeing some stuff. And, like, I already put myself in this mood, and I'm very scared that this episode is just gonna make it worse. But, you know, I'm not gonna get concerned about it, because right now, I want to enjoy Pylea. I'm going to save this spiral for, 42 minutes from now whenever we finish this episode. And right now, I'm just going to enjoy my time in Pylea while it's still here. And, I'm excited to see how exactly they're going to be able to turn things around, because things aren't looking too good. I would say my one wish is that I hope that they don't have to use the Wolfram and Hart books, because I'm still so creeped out by that whole thing. I'm scared that, like, if they use those books, then they'll be like, great, thank you so much. You just, like, sold your soul to Wolfram and Hart. And I'm gonna be like, well, fuck my life. Oh my god, I didn't realize how stressed I was about this episode. And then now I'm like, I can't have any of these things happen. I need things to run smoothly. I think Buffy has put me in such, like, a bad, stressed out place that right now I just need Angel to be, like, my upbeat show, which is not where I thought things would go. Overall, I'm also kind of curious to see how they're going to be dealing with, like, the post-Angel spiral, because I feel like in the last episode, he seemed like he was going through something with, like, the whole demon coming out of him and stuff, and I think Fred was helping him through that, but I want to be able to see a little bit more of that and, like, understand if this is something that could develop into a bigger story of Angel having a bigger desire to understand himself or to, like, embrace the different parts of himself, or if this is just a spiral that he had that they're gonna be like, okay, well, spirals, resolved, so like whatever. So I feel like we have a lot of potential for very interesting things this episode. I will be enjoying every last minute of Pylea before we find a way to get back. And I guess before we go into the reaction, I should say thank you so much to everybody who has been watching these videos. We did it. We made it through a whole other season of Angel. It's been very unlike anything that I expected from Angel, and I think this is it. I think we should just head into the finale. So let's do it, and thank you all so much for watching. Okay, this is it. I'm gonna press play.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
Okay, we're starting off there.
Oh God, please forgive me. This is all my fault. And they wanted to teach me a lesson.
Okay, Lord, now you appear.
I don't like it here anymore. I just want to go home.
Oh, honey. I'm right there with you.
What the fuck? I guess his species does work without heads? Okay, at least that's one concern off my list.
I realize this is a bit of a shock, but I can explain. Take it easy. Okay, get it out of your system. That's good. You'll have to breathe sometime. Good Lord, shut up, woman! My people, the fun-loving Deathwalk clan, you cut off our heads, we just keep on a-ticking until you mutilate our bodies. Obviously, they haven't gotten to my body yet. Probably a backlog in a mutilation chamber.
It's, the royal meditation that I do to help me focus on the great affairs of state that I must manage. I want to defile it more. I'll just keep it to spit upon.
He can only be killed by fire, decapitation, or a wooden spear through the heart. Perhaps all three, just to be thorough.
Oh, God.
His heart is where a cow's is. Here. Disgusting.
These people.
He brings hope to the cows, for if one can be free, hope arises that all can be free. The cows need to know what we can do to them
Oh, no.
anytime we choose.
Oh!
Please clean that up.
Oh.
You're
Oh,
sentenced to death.
my
No,
loves.
we're not collaborators. We're not even from around here.
I got a plan.
Oh, thank God. What is it?
Okay.
One.
We die horribly and painfully. You go to hell, and I spend eternity in the arms of baby Jesus.
But that's not a good plan.
3.
Okay.
Imperial Guard!
No, but this is not good. I thought it was gonna be Angel.
I really had about enough of this world.
I love that they've all had enough, and I'm like, no, I want to stay here forever. I'm so sorry, but I'm loving it.
You'll get better with a little rest and care.
I don't think so.
Why wouldn't ya?
You saw what I turned into.
We all got our demons.
I love that she's like so not afraid.
Tacos! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to holler at you. I love tacos. Do they still have them? You know, back...
Yeah, they didn't outlaw tacos.
I'm very fond of you, Lamara.
Merelda.
I knew that.
Of course you did. Exalted one. You know all. You must cut my tongue from my worthless skull.
No cutting.
Why does this sound exactly like the Minions versus Glory?
These are the words we used to open up the portals.
They're not words. They're consonant representations of a mathematical transfiguration formula.
Oh my God, Fred, I love you.
I used to think if you said them out loud and in the right order, the quaking and quivering would...
Oh, you mean opening a portal? Well,
Oh my God.
that's how we got here, and that's how we'll get back.
It doesn't work on this side.
Oh, but it does. A Drock and one of those green warriors got to LA from this end. Somebody must have opened up the portals for them.
The priests have all the power here.
Don't invade Fred's safe space. Oh no.
Won't change.
Don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die.
We don't want that to happen any more than you do.
You're right. We are on the same side.
Well,
Release them. I'm ashamed. We nearly cut your heads off. You're just
doing your job.
You were free to go.
Gunn has the best judging face ever.
If we're gonna be getting her out of that castle, we're gonna need a lot of muscle.
Muscle which could come in handy if we have to incapacitate Angel.
Yeah. Also, look at them. They want to skirmish today, but they're no match for the Covenant. I don't want to leave them to get themselves killed.
When you were fighting this time, you didn't change.
I was afraid. If I did, I'd never get back.
What can you tell me about the princess, huh?
The filthy cow bitch who brought you into our world?
Car that again. I'll remove your face. Slowly.
She'll be put to death, like we already did with that traitor, Krevler and Swath.
You killed Lauren?
Well, we cut his head off and mutilated his body.
I have to go.
It's too dangerous, they'll kill you.
My friends are in trouble. One of them's already dead.
But it's safe here. Out there, it's safe here with me. I know you don't want them to see you that way. I'm not afraid of it like everyone else.
What the fuck, Mr. Bloomian Group? You can't just come for Fred. Don't come for her.
I'm looking at pieces of myself. Oh, it's over. Wait a second. Since when do I have 5 toes?
Shh. Somebody's coming.
I'm confusion.
Your Highness?
Gru, it's you.
I have done something terrible. I have betrayed my vows. But he was your friend. I cannot stand to see you suffer.
What terrible
You
thing?
saved him?
I stole his body and put his strange garment on these parts. To fool him.
You did all this for me?
Mr. Gru, you're nice.
It is a good plan.
I agree.
You shall lead us.
Me? No. I was just suggesting.
No. You fought well. Hail to our new leader!
Why did you
Okay.
keep putting me in charge of things?
I have no idea.
I can't with Gunn. He's so funny.
Well, I better.
Help your friends. I know.
Oh, she's losing all hope again. Fred.
I don't actually know how to get there.
Oh, I can show you.
I am not a real champion.
Then it is time you stopped working for Monk Boy and became one. What you did for me and my friend, that was pure champ.
She will mate with the Gruselog, whose demon blood shall absorb them. Your vision shall pass to me.
I knew there was a catch. You can't take my visions. I need them. I use them to help my friends fight evil back home. I like them. Okay, I don't like the searing pain and agony that is steadily getting worse.
You are pure human. You are not meant to carry such a burden.
Maybe not. But I'm not ready to give them up either. They only last for like a... No. No.
The castle is well guarded.
Unlike this place.
It's all right. It's all right. He's a friend.
That guy just came out of nowhere.
Angel, he does that. How'd she do that?
She's Fred. She does that too. Fred Winifred? The girl from Cordy's vision?
These are my friends.
Wesley, Gunn.
Hiya.
These, those were the rebels. You're much better for...
No, Wes, I can't. You know what happens to me. Shame for what I did to you.
It's kind of a crazy place here. The sooner we all get out, the better.
Fred here might be able to help us with that.
She knows a lot about the portals.
Not a lot. The trionic speechcraft formulation modification has to alter the dynamic reality sphere. Let's-Pome predicted it at Zurich in '89. It's no Grog grain and coluberry breakfast, all right.
She's been here a while.
I don't understand her, but I just love her.
I was trying to tell you they cut off the host's head.
What? No.
Yes, I have it right here. That's it? Where's the praising and extolling of my virtues? Where's the love?
I love that she's not afraid. Oh, Oh, very nice transition. I feel like they're really going with a very specific, like, style. Not just in regards to editing, but the shots this Pylea few episodes, really interesting.
The guys you send to create those diversions are gonna die.
Yes, they are. You try not to get anybody killed. You wind up getting everybody killed.
Oh, that's dark, Wes. I don't know if I like that.
Kill their undefeated champion. I can't do that without turning into the beast.
I know.
I do this. You know I won't come back from it.
Yes, you will. I know you. We know you. We know you're a man with a demon inside, not the other way around. You'll come back.
I mean, I know that he will, but this
really
is
think
like,
he'll come back?
you know.
I need him to think it.
Oh my God, Wes! What is up with this man? He's being such a pessimist. Like, just why is, are we sure this is the best plan, sir?
I challenge the Grglrb to mortal combat.
You have been challenged. You must fight.
What? No. No fighting. I had a vision. He can't fight.
The honor of the kingdom is at stake.
Please! Don't do it, Grog! No!
He will use her for his pleasure. Again. And again.
He will not. He will die.
How is he doing that?
Pain? Oh, he feels it, but he's the Grglrb. He overcomes all things. Good luck.
Oh, Angel, you gotta switch.
You have to stop it.
This is all your fault. You think you can destroy our way of life? Think again.
Oh, what?
You went to file her!
Oh. Oh, fuck.
And you and your filthy cow princess can ghost.
Your cow princess is tired of hearing you yak, Padre.
Nice going.
Oh my God.
The Grglrb is facing a terrible beast. I saw it.
Actually, the beast he's facing is Angel.
Oh, wow.
We're not gonna do this. We're gonna find another way.
Wow. Very nice self-control.
Stop the fight. Don't hurt him. Stop. I love him. I love him.
You love me?
Not you, dumbass. Him. I love him.
Y'all just met. Why does she care more about the man that she met yesterday than Angel?
Come on. She's not that bad. I mean, she didn't stow your body on top of the maggot pile like you thought she would, did she?
Thanks for storing my body on the lice pile instead of the maggot heap.
I thought you were lost to us forever. But you came back. The runt of my loins came back after raining such misery on our lives and managed to shame us even further.
All right, then. We'll just be...
Go on, misfit. Back to your world where no one knows his place. May you rot in darkness. Numpar, do the dance of shame.
Please, I want to see it. I want to see it.
I had to come back here to find out I didn't have to come back here. I don't belong here. I hate it here. You know where I belong? LA. Nobody belongs there. It's the perfect place for guys like us.
It's kind of beautiful.
Ain't it?
All citizens are created equal. Slavery and religious persecution are outlawed.
I think we did it.
I was opening portals, but I couldn't tell what.
Look at Fred's outfit.
So we can go home.
All we gotta do is take these to Angel's car and have her say the words.
You're in charge now. We've got a long road ahead. Slavery has ended, but Reconstruction has just begun.
Saying people are free don't make them free. You got races that hate each other. You're looking at social confusion, economic depression, and probably some riots. Good luck.
Do you have to go, Majesty?
I don't want to. It was really fun being your princess.
Oh, okay. Like, I guess really fun. The car's gonna ruin everything! Dude, okay.
You know, I've been thinking about remodeling the bar.
Oh,
Are you
okay,
sure
see,
about that?
now I'm getting nervous.
Tacos?
This is the moment,
Yo,
right?
that portal
I think.
jumping is a fun ride. We sell it to a theme park, we could get paid.
There's no place like...
Stop. No! No!
Willow?
What's...
That's Buffy.
You can't end like this! You can't end like this! Did you see Willow's face? I can't believe Willow was there. Like, I remember when Willow guest starred on Angel, but it was not here. I vividly remember because I remember her and Fred interacting. So I know that it was not in this episode. Like, it can't be, but oh. I can't believe that she would. Okay. I mean, just everything about this, just, like, Willow, her face, I cannot cope with Willow's face. I'm so sorry. Allison Hannigan must be stopped at all costs. Like, her hurt face, like her sad face, her crying face, all of those are, like, she just does them too well. I genuinely feel her pain every time. She didn't have to say anything right now, and I could sense it, okay? I mean, I'm so sorry. I have to talk about this before I can talk about the episode. It was a great episode. We gotta talk about the elephant in the room. We gotta talk about, like, what's gonna happen now, right? I mean, this is actually funny to me, because in some ways, I feel like watching Angel has made me more confused and knowing less and having more questions than if I hadn't watched it at all. Like with the Lauren thing, I was like, I know that he can't be dead, but what's happening? Just because my memory is so selective, I guess. But, you know, like right now, like what does this mean for the next season? I mean, obviously, the next episode has to start where this one left off, right? Because I feel like I remember them actually saying the words Buffy is dead. Like I don't think it was like implied or something. I think they said it because otherwise I don't think I would have known that this ever happened. Like if it was just this, then I would have been like, okay, something happened to Buffy. It could have been anything. So I think we're going to have to start where it left off. But then what? The Watch Order has 2 or 3 Angel episodes before we even head into season 6 of Buffy. I'm confused as to what that means because like if Angel knows and Willow is there, I'm so sorry. I keep going back to Willow right now. Allison Hannigan, I hate you so much. Her faces haunt me, okay? Her faces and Sarah Michelle Gellar's faces, I think, are the 2 faces that haunt me in the Buffyverse. Okay. I'm moving on. So, here's where my questions lie. I feel like it would make so much more sense to have Buffy episodes before Angel because then that means that Angel could even cross over to Buffy and we could go to Sunnydale, fix Buffy, and then have Angel come back. What I don't understand is if Angel is first, then what does that mean? How are we going to fix Buffy if we are stuck on the show Angel? Like, does that make sense? Do my concerns make sense right now? God, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna absolutely lose it. Not looking forward to this. I'm really not. Oh man. Oh man. I'm not having fun right now. Like I said, I came to Angel for a good time. Buffy season 5 traumatized me. I was coming to this so that I could, have a little bit of fun times. And I'm not having fun anymore. Maybe he goes with Willow to Sunnydale in the beginning of the next episode. And that maybe this 2 or 3 episode arc that we're going to have in Angel, the beginning of the season 3, maybe those episodes don't have Angel in them. But that feels weird because he is the main character, and I feel like you can't make an episode of Angel without Angel. But then at the same time, I would think that you can't make an episode of Buffy without Buffy, but whatever the hell 601 is going to be, I'm not sure if we're bringing Buffy back this soon. God, I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna try and move on from this now because there's no point in like staying here forever. But not a fan of this ending. Brutal, like absolutely. Anyways, what else? I'm trying to like think, like what else happened this episode? The natural light fucks me up sometimes. It's very bright in my face, so I'm gonna close the shades or something. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, hi, I'm back. Went there, closed my blinds, and then I was like, well, might as well just go through the episode and start taking some notes so that I already have my discussion points ready. And then, God, I hate this show. And I'm like literally writing down these points about Pylea. And my brain is absolutely not thinking about Buffy, except it is. I hate myself. I'm still thinking about Buffy. I'm so sorry. I feel like this ending is so mean because I think that like they cut off the ending of 522. I feel like they cut it off pretty soon. We got to see like 1 second of each person's grief, and that was it. We haven't actually gotten a chance to explore what it's like for these characters to be grieving Buffy, and I feel like right now, I think this ending just reminded me of that. It just reminded me that like, even if Buffy's fine, which I genuinely think she's gonna have to be, I know that we're gonna have to find a way to bring her back, like these characters don't know that. They're still gonna have to go through the grief of losing her as if she's gone forever, and I just can't imagine what that's like for them. And I just feel like putting Willow and Angel together in a scene is just incredibly mean. Like you could have literally brought any other person from Buffy, and I feel like choosing Willow is like the best worst choice. So anyways, I'm not thinking about that. I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna talk about the episode, which was a cool episode. Pylea. We're talking about Pylea. We're not thinking about Buffy. Pylea is a cool place. I also just want to say, I'm so sorry. I have to go back to like the whole Buffy of it all. I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't. How long has Willow been there waiting for them? Seeing her at the hotel, I just thought like, did she call Angel and then he didn't pick up because, he was in Pylea and then she just drove over to LA? Or did she just drive to LA because she knew that this was going to hit him so hard that she wanted to tell him in person? Because she didn't get the chance to choose how she was told, she was just there. I don't know, just the thought of Willow having to do this is, I hate it. Okay. I'm so sorry. The breakdown is over and I'm fine. And now I will actually talk about Pylea. Let's talk about what happened this episode. I want to talk a little bit about Gru, our man Gru. I thought it was an interesting ending. I think I liked it, that he's the one who is going to be in charge now. I feel like I was waiting to see if he was going to like, kind of betray us a little. I'm always expecting those betrayals. I have a little bit of the trust issues, which by the way, I feel like Fred is just such a genuinely nice and kind person that I think if I didn't know that she was a good person, I think that after this episode, I'd be like, oh, this girl is like the most evil person to have ever existed, because she is just so nice that I'm like, there's gotta be something wrong with her, right? But no, she's just genuinely that sweet and that nice. Oh my god, I'm gonna go into a Fred spiral. Okay, Gru, you're gonna have to wait because I'm gonna go down a Fred spiral. I feel like in the previous episode, we were talking about Fred in a way that it seemed like she was not scared of Angel. She was not really scared of anything because she's seen so much that like she's just not scared of things anymore. And I think that what this episode showed to me is that like, I think she does have fears. You know, I think that there were some things this episode that definitely scared her. And I think that makes me admire her even more. The fact that like she can be scared of things, but she still finds a way to power through, and like she doesn't let it affect her. You know, this character introduction to Fred has been like really, really interesting. And I like how she has immediately created this sort of bond with Angel, and I'm excited to see like that grow. As I think Fred maybe might be the one character that we've seen that just genuinely doesn't seem scared of him. I feel like she really believes in him so much that I think that's what makes him believe in himself, right? Because the fact that he was able to have the strength to like snap out of it, I think was amazing. I feel like the only thing that I was sort of missing when it comes to this whole Fred thing is that I was expecting us to make a little bit of a bigger deal about like finding a way to get out of there. I don't know. I feel like it was kind of an important thing to see them all like go through the portal and get into the car and make sure everything was ready. And I kind of was expecting us to see a little bit of that. Like, you know, in this episode, I wanted them to go find the car and then maybe the car wasn't there. And you know what I mean? Like those kind of things. And also I wanted to see them actually make the decision of like, we are taking Fred with us, and like saying that out loud, because I don't think anybody ever like expressed that as far as I can remember. They just sort of were like, sure, she's coming with, but I'm like, okay, but like, are we going to have a discussion about it? I mean, not that I want a discussion like different perspectives, I want everybody to agree, but I just wanted to like hear them say it, if that makes sense. But I'm also just happy that it was treated in a sense of like, of course she's coming with us. Like, I guess it wasn't even a thought in their minds to like not bring her with them. Can't remember how many years she was gone, but I feel like even 1 year away from, you know, Earth, I feel like would already be enough for you to be really thrown back by the changes that have happened. So I think it's going to be interesting to see her have that process of adaptation. Also going to be interesting to see what's going to lead up to the choice of her deciding to like stay there with them. I remember some bits and pieces, but I don't think I remember like any specifics. I'm genuinely surprised. I honestly thought I'd be remembering Angel a lot better than I am. And I think that there are some moments that like once I hear them or I see them, I'm like, oh, I remember this. Like the moment that Gunn was giving his speech at the end of the episode, you know, to Gru, I was like, oh my god, this is sparking a memory inside of me. I definitely remember this. And I thought that was such an interesting scene. By the way, I like the connections that they made to like real life, really. It was such like we're telling you about the world like to your face, and we don't even have to use like vampires or demons as like a way to tell you about it. We're just gonna sit you down and we're gonna tell you about it. And I kind of liked it. I think it was very like insightful. Well, I guess this takes me on to Gru. Happy that he is going to, you know, be the one in charge, because he does seem like a nice guy. I do feel like the romance was a little bit I don't want to say random, but I want to say random. I did not expect Cordy to like care about him that much that quickly, but I think that also kind of adds up to her character. I feel like I could see Cordelia just falling head over heels over any hot guy who like gave her attention and genuinely cared about her. I have to say that for a whole moment there, I was like, could this be... I'm so stupid. I was like, could this be a guy who actually comes to Earth with us for a second and then, I don't know, goes off to do his own thing when it doesn't work out? I doubted myself for a second, but I think that him staying in Pylea makes sense. And I think it would give us the perfect reason to like go back to Pylea. I think it would be so interesting. I don't remember us doing that. I don't. But I think it would be super interesting to get to go back to Pylea and see like how he's doing, how different things are in Pylea now that there's been such a change in government and rules and society. And also just seeing how Cordy would still feel about him after, you know, however many months or years whenever they go back and visit. I think that not just Cordy was really invested in him, but I think he was also super invested in her. The fact that what I want to say spark that was like fueling him when it comes to beating the crap out of Angel was Cordy is impressive, you know, because I would think that maybe he was fighting for like, I don't know, like literally anything else. And I think that's interesting. And I think that in some ways I kind of like that just because it shows me that like it's not one way. They both actually really care for each other. But at the same time, I was still having those feelings of like, this is quick, right? We are all acknowledging that this is a very quick romance that's escalating, considering that we just met him, literally last episode, right? By the way, I do want to talk about Cordy this episode. I think she was amazing. I like that it doesn't even cross her mind to stay there. Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe season 1 of Buffy Cordy would jump at the opportunity of having like a place that she could rule, being in an environment where everybody worships her. I think she would be totally down with that. But I like that like our Cordy is much more about the big picture and knowing that she wants to go back to Earth with these people that she loves and cares about. And also because of the visions. I think that this was probably, I want to say, the first insight we've seen in regards to Cordy changing her mind about the visions, because obviously she's always talked about how they're a burden. I think so much of what happened in, you know, the season 1 finale and how overwhelmed she was with those visions. And I think that like something really switched with her there. I know that she doesn't like hate them, right? But I understand her like not being a huge fan. I mean, they are very overwhelming, but I like that this episode, even when she's given the opportunity to pass them on, which I feel like early on, I think she would have probably said yes. I like that she really sees it as something that's like made for her. Yeah, like it is weird to try and imagine Cordy without the visions. I mean, I think it's really grown to be a part of her. Another character that I think was also really fun this episode was Wes. And by fun, I mean kind of terrifying. I think this was a side of Wes that we have never ever seen or even gotten close to. Like, we haven't even thought about this side of Wes. I think he went dark. And you know what the first thing that I thought was? I keep making these connections to Buffy and I'm sorry, but I was thinking of like how I feel like Giles also seemed very dark in the season 5 finale. I think that he was very serious about the whole thing of like, we have to kill Donna, you know, having to kill Ben/Glory. It's not that he was doing wrong things, but I just think that he was, I also don't want to say being violent about it, but I think he was being very realistic and kind of like dark in that way. And I think that Wes was being the same. And I was like, oh my God, sir, like what? Really? Like, the fact that he was, like, okay with letting a bunch of people die, because he was like, yeah, even more are gonna die if we don't. I was like, this is, like, a really high-stakes trolley problem, except I'm not sure any of the outcomes are good right now. It just felt like a very dark place to put him. He doesn't sort of, I want to say, show much remorse of, like, yeah, I know that it sucks, and, like, I completely understand, but also these people are, like, aware of what they're doing. He was kind of just like, yeah, no, this is what's gonna happen, and that's the only way. And I was like, okay. And then he also tells Gunn he is not sure that Angel would even come back. I was like, so you'd be willing to lose your best friend right now for something that might not work? Like, I don't know. It just felt like he came up with this plan so quickly and he was so determined about it and he wasn't really, like, looking for other people's thoughts on it or anything like that. But it was very nice to see him take charge. You know, I like that he's like, I don't understand why I just keep, you know, getting to these places of being in positions of power. I kind of like it, though, because I don't think that, like, the West that we were presented to in, like, you know, season 3 of Buffy, it's just such a different West. And this is so interesting because, again, the timing just works out so well with this that I was editing 206 this week. That whole episode is about setting up the idea of West being in a angel-like position of power for the first time and how he's dealing with it. And it's so interesting because that was like pretty much a setup for the rest of the season, but I wasn't aware of it. So I think this was a cool nod to it in the sense that, like, because the season was so much about West being in charge, I like that in the finale, we get to see him, like, be in charge for quite possibly maybe one last time, because I think that, like, I'm going to assume that as we go on to the next seasons, I think Angel will more and more be in a position of, I want to say, power and taking charge a little bit more than Wes. I don't know how I feel about this Wes. I feel like in some ways I like it because it's very cool to see him, like, have no hesitations and make up all his plans. And then another part of me is like, but you're such a nice guy that I don't want to see you become apathetic towards, like, losing people. I feel like feelings are very important. And the moment where he starts losing them is when we start to lose Wes in a way. But I don't think that's what we're going because I don't remember anything like that. But then again, do I trust my memory? I absolutely do not. I also want to talk a little bit about Lorne. I mean, I'm just so glad that he was okay. I hate myself for spending a whole 8 days since I watched the last episode stressing out about this when I really wish I I could have just remembered that he was fine. Well, I'm happy he's okay. I think that like Lauren needed this closure because I think that sometimes things can be so idealized in your head. So I think that like as much as he hates Earth, I feel like there was always going to be a part of him that might have wondered like, would I be doing better in Pylea? Does my family miss me? Like, even though he probably would still prefer LA, I think he might have had some like general life doubts about it that I feel like now they've all been solved. So I think this was an important like mission for Lauren because he really got to see the reality of it. He got to see that like I gave this place another try and it's just not for me. It was like a reminder of why he really doesn't have to be there. I know that he's talked about it not being a good place and we heard about it, but I feel like seeing it takes it to a whole different level. You would hear him say like, oh yeah, my mom kind of really sucks and doesn't like me at all. And you'd think like, sure, but like, of course she does. You're her son or something like that. But I feel like seeing it, you're like, oh, he is not lying to me. His mom, no offense, really does dislike him. I feel like seeing it shows me how true it is. As much as it was like not nice to see Lauren suffer with his family, I feel like the fact that it had a positive note in the end of like, well, at least he's done with it. He doesn't have to deal with that anymore. And he has a place with people that love him. I think was a nice conclusion to the story because it didn't leave it in a sad note. I think that's pretty much it, right? I feel like it covered sort of the big points. I kind of want to go before I start spiraling because I feel like that might happen. But anyways, I feel like in general, this Pylea story arc was so cool. You know, just Cordy being the queen of the world. I agree. Overall, I think it was like really interesting sides to each character. I thought it was funny. I love the way that they shot these episodes. I think that there were definitely some very interesting like angles. I like the setting of it. It felt very like medieval and stuff like that. Like, you know, so many sword fights that definitely took you to like someplace else and you knew that you were just in another world. So I think they really did a great job with Pylea. I wish we could have seen a little bit more of those dances because I think that was probably my favorite thing that has ever happened in Angel. But nevertheless, so glad we went there. So glad we found Fred and now she's with us and I'm so excited to see her fit into the story. I can't say that I'm excited to watch the next episode because I feel like it's got to start off where this one left off and I don't want to go there. But at the same time, gotta rip off the band-aid. I'm kind of upset, guys, because I was just having so much fun with Pylea and now I'm gonna have to go back into like my depressed era because of everything that's happening with Buffy and I'm just not okay with that. I'm not okay. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me for a whole other season of Angel. It was an awesome one. Super excited to be able to discuss it as a whole with you guys on one of my next videos. I think I'm probably gonna post the Buffy season 5 wrap up after this video, but then Angel season 2 wrap up should be coming right after. So we shall be discussing, you know, like the general overarching themes of the season, how the character arcs progressed, how the relationships progressed and stuff like that. So I'm excited to be able to record that and I hope you guys will watch it or something. And if you don't, then I will see you in 301. Wow. Feels kind of weird that we're already in season 3 of Angel, but I'm gonna try and like ignore the surrealness of it. Thank you all so much for being here. Big hugs to all, and I will see you when I see you.